Coming at you at a quarter mile at a time, it's the Fast and Furious 1970 Dodge Charger RT.
Family.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm Scott. Here's the bricks. Let's go through review. Today we have set number 76912, the Fast and Furious 1970 Dodge Charger RT from the Fast and Furious film franchise. We have our little Dominic Toretto, and behind it we have our 70 Charger. Wonderful. This set was released in mid-year along with the James Bond Aston Martin. It has 345 pieces and retails for $20. Speed Champions is still the standout king of value for Legos. I will fight anybody to the death for that statement because you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, of course. This is another wonderful addition from the Fast and Furious film franchise. This goes along with Dom's Dodge Charger in Technic form, but obviously this is the Speed Champion form instead, and about $100 cheaper. In the Fast and Furious lore, if I remember correctly, this is Dom's father's Charger, actually, that he broke the record for a quarter mile race, remember correctly, and it had about 900 horsepower supercharge, which is right there as a supercharger hangs out of the hood right there, which is awesome. And he wrecks it in the first film, if I remember correctly as well, when he races Brian against the Supra and it hits the truck after they blast over the train tracks, and is later salvaged in the other films. I don't really know. I stopped watching after Tokyo Drift. So if it's in the other films, this is probably that film version. I don't think this is the first film's version, but that's okay. Well, enough trivia about the car. Let's go ahead to check on the minifigures. Alright, with this set, we only have one minifigure, and that is Mr. Dominic Toretto himself, played by Mr. Potato Head himself, Vin Diesel. And in here we have a wonderful Vin Diesel minifigure with a wonderful flesh tone color to him and his awesome little muscle shirt, which has printing on the front and on the back here. He has standard gray pants, probably just some Dickies like he wears every day. And he has one print on the face, which is just a cocky Dominic Toretto look. Nothing on the back. He is a bald character, just like Vin Diesel is, so he does have no hair or anything else to it. Also does not get any safety equipment, because do any of those people in the films actually wear any safety equipment while driving those cars? I don't know. Haven't seen him past Tokyo Drift, but from my memory serves me, you really don't. And for accessories, we do have one Lego wrench, which is included with just about every single Speed Champion set. So it is pretty consistent with the rest of the releases, which is nice. And you get a wonderful little Dom Toretto Vin Diesel figure to go with it. All right, onto the build. So this set is not perfect, but it's not far from perfect. When it comes to looks and overall design, it's very well done. I just think execution of some things could have been a little bit better. But we'll get into that in 1 second. Overall, it is all in black, so it can be pretty smudgy. It does have that repetition broken up a little bit by the light bluish gray here, which is done for chrome instead, which is kind of a weird choice. I kind of wish they did more chrome plated plates, kind of like that Naboo Starfighter set from way ago. I wish I kind of did that, or at least had the chrome lacquer dip ones I had for the Optimus Prime set. I wish I did that instead. Maybe the price might have been a little more expensive, but that's okay. I would have probably accepted that, just because I think this looks very wonderful in the chrome color. Light bluish gray is okay. But it breaks up the black very nice, and it kind of highlights the chrome work for this American-made beast. So this is an American muscle car. It will have the fastback and will have the fatback on the side. It is also a drag car, so it will have that wonderful lowered and raised kind of suspension to it, which is cool. I think that is done very well. It just looks mean. It looks aggressive. It really has that Americana to it. On the front end here, we have a very almost studs-free design. We have two studs right here on both sides, and we have our little translucent orange for the little turn signal as well. The front end grille is wonderful, the bumper as well. We have 4 headlights right here and a charger plate, which is a sticker, and pull it on a 1x3 if I remember correctly. Building it was actually kind of interesting and fun, and I was really looking forward to doing it because I didn't think it was going to look that good or be that fun to build. Also, here we have the supercharger, which is wonderful, and it's a big blower on the front end. I was wondering why they didn't use the normal Lego turbo piece, but honestly, building this set, putting the normal turbo piece that you have for most cars, I don't think that will do justice for this set. just because the blower has to be huge. It's 900 horsepower, okay? It's almost Hellcat level of horsepower with this set and a 70s Dodge Charger. So to have that, you need that real big blower, and I think that looks very well done and very awesome. It is pieced together by some Technic pieces and some 1x1 studs, rounded studs. So that's pretty cool, and I think they did that very well and knocked it out of the park for the supercharger, which really does steal the show on the set. On the sides here, we have our little door handles, which are really fucking cool. I actually like that addition a lot. One side view mirror, don't have that in the other one. I think it's a side view mirror. Hopefully it is, but you only have it on this side. Do not have it on that side. And for the wheels, we have four of the ugliest rims I've ever seen in my life, and I think is really the worst part of the set. You have these little Audis, like a belly button Audi piece for these what is these 2x4s hubcaps, or the dome shape. I don't like them. I don't care for them. I wish they just kept it normal like you would have on other Speed Champions. These are unique for this set, so that's pretty cool. But I just don't see myself ever using these for anything else, and they're kind of stupid looking. Kind of wish I did that better, and it just, horrible appearance. Normal Speed Champion tires. Bottom of the car is very normal as well, except for the exhaust on the bottom here. And for the cockpit, which I think is really cool, you get into it by having this little piece lift up on the roof of the car, which, in my opinion, is also one of the worst parts of the vehicle, because I mean, look how flimsy that is. It doesn't connect anyway. It doesn't latch onto anything. It just goes on there, which it can be a problem, but I get why they did it, so you can get, Dom in and out. Another problem with getting Dom in and out of this car is that when you have Dom and you put him in here, he has a very tight fit, and you might knock in that piece of the windshield, and honestly, it's just better to take this windshield off and put him in there. So Dom's kind of hard to put in. He does fit in there nicely and snug, but you're going to have to take some parts to get him out. This windshield, by the way, is not held on there very securely. I think that was designed because we now know that Dom takes forever to get in there. All right, before I put that back, let's go into the actual cockpit. We have a normal generic steering wheel, and we have a little shifter here, which is really cool. And I'm guessing this is a NOS. I think this is nitrous oxide. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember seeing this in the movie. Could be a fire system, could be an extinguisher. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Usually NOS would be kind of like that setup, but I don't remember him having NOS. Maybe in the later films he does. Don't really need it when he had 900 horsepower and already is a world record. And it's already a record breaker for the drag strip. Interesting, huh? My favorite part of the inside is this is a drag racing car, so you take out, obviously, the passenger seat, you keep the driver's seat in it, and you put a roller cage in it. Oh, this roller cage is awesome. Look at that roller cage work. It's done very well. You have some normal piping right here. The tubes, or whatever long the piece is called, I'm not really sure what they're called. I'll put it in there anyway. They do set this up and make a wonderful little roller cage for the inside. I loved that when it came in, when I started building it, and I thought that was a wonderful addition to the set. Other than that, you have that wonderful fastback and a little windshield piece in the back end here with this nice fat fastback on the side. All right, now the tail end of this car, we have a wonderful set of tail lights. I love that they're built into the tail light car of the back end of the car. It's kind of put in there like a cave. Has some wonderful translucent red flat tiling here with some stickers that break it apart to give it more of an actual 70 Dodge Charger look. You do have some printed pieces right here by the 1B3, and you have a sticker right here for the license plate, which is pretty cool, and your two little exhausts right there. The tail end of the car is pretty wonderful. It is done in one piece right here, one slope piece, which I do like that. It's not like other cars, and it only has the 4 visible studs right there on the top. Overall, stud count is 8, which is, I believe, double the Aston Martin one, which that's okay. You do have a very flat tile look, and it really does clean up the car. Now, when it comes to actual shape and curves, again, in Speed Champions, take it with a grain of salt and some skepticism right there. But overall, they do a wonderful job of really knocking out this build, especially looking just like a 70 Dodge Charger, and I think it is a lot. And I think it has a lot to offer for any Fast and Furious fans, any Speed Champions fans, and you can really sit here and work around with this car and just have it for a wonderful display piece. And it's a wonderful addition to anyone's collection. So that's pretty much it for the build. Like I said, perfect, but not that perfect, but not too far from perfect, actually very close to perfect. I believe Lego really knocked it out for this one. And that pretty much wraps up our review of Speed Champions Fast and Furious 1970 Dodge Charger RT 76912. For $20, 345 pieces, it's a steal, especially for those who don't really want to shell out $120 for the Dom's Charger. Sadly, like I said, we do not get the wonderful bar to pop it up as a wheelie, but you do have a wonderful little piece of Fast and Furious and Speed Champions to bring home with you with a simple sell price, and you still get the satisfaction of having Dom's Dodge Charger. I also enjoyed this little Dominic Toretto minifigure, as cool as it is, a nice little addition to anybody's minifigure collection. Well, this has been Scott, those were the bricks, and that was the review. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.